The alarm clock blares. It's 2028 and 20-year-old Ethan rolls over, hitting the snooze button. 4 years ago, he walked away from high school convinced it was holding him back. Now, his days are filled with video games, aimless internet browsing, and the occasional odd job for cash. Ethan's parents, initially supportive of his break from traditional education, now express concern. They worry about his lack of direction and the missed opportunities that come with foregoing a high school diploma. Their concerns, however, fall on deaf ears. Ethan craves more, though. He longs for the camaraderie of a team, the satisfaction of a job well done, and the financial independence to pursue his own interests. But without a high school diploma, those dreams seem increasingly out of reach. The day stretches on, a monotonous blur of instant gratification and unfulfilled potential. As the sun sets, Ethan feels a pang of unease. Is this all there is? The local supermarket is hiring cashiers. Ethan, needing money, decides to apply. He walks into the interview with a swagger, but it quickly fades when the manager asks about his education. "I've got life experience," Ethan mumbles, avoiding eye contact. The manager, though polite, makes it clear that a high school diploma is a minimum requirement. Ethan leaves, deflated. It's not just the supermarket. Every job application seems to demand that same piece of paper he doesn't have. The jobs he does qualify for are often low-paying, physically demanding, and offer little opportunity for advancement. He finds himself stuck in a cycle of dead-end jobs, each one reinforcing the feeling that he's falling behind. Ethan's friends, most of whom finished high school and are now enrolled in college or vocational programs, try to encourage him. They tell him about their classes, their internships, and their plans for the future. Their enthusiasm is a stark contrast to Ethan's growing sense of inadequacy. The reality is that Ethan's lack of a high school diploma has become a significant barrier to entry in the job market. It's a hurdle he must overcome to achieve financial stability and build a future for himself. The laughter and easy camaraderie of Ethan's old friend group are distant memories. Now, his social interactions are mostly online, confined to the virtual worlds where he spends hours gaming. Face-to-face interactions are increasingly awkward, filled with forced smiles and strained conversations. He sees his friends less and less. They're busy with school, work, and relationships, their lives moving forward in ways Ethan feels excluded from. Ethan's relationship with his parents is also strained. Their well-intentioned questions about his future are met with anger and resentment. He feels judged, misunderstood, and trapped in a cycle of his own making. The isolation is taking its toll, leaving Ethan feeling increasingly lonely and disconnected from the world around him. Section 4. The mental health minefield: loneliness and regret. Ethan tries to ignore the nagging feeling that he's made a mistake. He tells himself that he's happy, that he's free from the constraints of traditional education. But deep down, a seed of doubt has been planted. A seed that grows with each passing day, fueled by regret, loneliness, and unfulfilled potential. He scrolls through social media, seeing pictures of his former classmates graduating college, starting families, and pursuing their passions. The contrast to his own life is stark and disheartening. Ethan's mental health suffers. He withdraws further into himself, finding solace in video games and online forums where he can be anyone but himself. The real world, with its complexities and demands, feels increasingly overwhelming. He knows he needs to make a change, but the path forward seems shrouded in uncertainty and self-doubt. Section 5. Dreams deferred: the price of unfulfilled potential. Ethan has always loved to tinker. As a child, he would spend hours taking apart old electronics, fascinated by the intricate workings of circuit boards and wires. He dreamed of becoming an electrical engineer, of designing innovative gadgets that would improve people's lives. Now that dream feels like a distant memory, a casualty of his decision to leave school. Without a high school diploma, the doors to engineering programs remain firmly shut. He's relegated to fixing broken appliances for minimum wage, a constant reminder of what could have been. The realization that his passion is out of reach is a bitter pill to swallow. It's a constant source of frustration, fueling a cycle of self-recrimination and despair. Ethan begins to understand the true cost of his choices. It's not just about money or job prospects, it's about the missed opportunities to pursue his passions. to reach his full potential, and to live a life filled with purpose and meaning. A Glimmer of Hope, Non-Traditional Paths to Success, written by Paul Tough.